Stanley, Louie, Margaret, welcome. Thank you for being at our Trimble User Conference. We're pretty much at the end of the conference. Thank you. Great presentation early on. It's great to have a big delegation from PNG here. I figured it's good to get some of your time right now as we're at the end of this conference and just ask you a couple of basic questions. We've, of course, had a long relationship with PNG, ranging a decade. So I've put together a couple of questions and we can just touch on those. The Mineral Resource Authority in PNG was one of the early adopters of Landfolio and the eGov portal. Can you maybe describe how the application process has changed, application and approval process over the years with the introduction of Landfolio? And has that increased revenue?
Thank you. I think with switching from a paper-based administration system into a digital system, there are like actions play a big part in our the administration system in terms of like fast tracking and be able to monitor where the status of the tenements are when they're lodged down through to when they are processed and being granted. So we're able to follow, and also we have our clients also registered to track. Now, given manpower shortages and stuff like that, if we don't fast track things, they're able to be in touch with us and interact with us and tell us, look, what's happened to this and that. So that sort of, in a way, helped us a lot to fast track a lot of those applications that we were not able to track under the old paper-based system.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Would you like to add something, Louie?
Yep. Yeah. All right, thank you. Basically, Landfolio, it has brought more visuality into the whole application and licensing process. Having a system gives more visuality. We're able to really have proper management. In addition to that, we are also able to have clear visuality on our outstanding rental payments and the rental payments that we need to collect and all that. Yeah. And this has also greatly helped us. Back then when we started, we were able to see the big jump from the revenues that we collected from the mining and exploration. So from a paper-based system, the revenue was low, but when we had Landfolio, it really boosted up the revenue base for us. So this were some really good benefits that helped us over until now, and we are really happy about it.
That's really great to hear. That's fantastic. Would you like to add something, Margaret? Are you fine? Perfect. Yeah, that's good to hear. Landfolio has, of course, brought many benefits to the MRA, as you've mentioned, in terms of mineral license management. However, outside of the licensing team, what other groups or teams are leveraging the system at the moment?
Okay, I mentioned about the EITI requirements. Papua New Guinea is a member country registered to EITI in 2014. Over 2014 until now, we are undergoing a validation process for Papua New Guinea to be a fully pledged EITI member. So Landfolio, in a way that it has really helped us to easily access our extract mining industry data for presentation and also for reporting purposes, both to the government and within the agencies within the country. And so these are things that has really helped us to move on, advance and all that.
Another thing with the capture of production data in the Landfolio system, we're able to predict the revenue that we're going to collect, and that advice also goes to the planning department, which is another department, government department, is able to help them to focus on, because our revenue is basically mineral-based anyway, most of it, like more than 50%. So it helps them to also plan for the next year's budget and so on. Yeah, it was really good.
That's perfect. I think what you just spoke about is testament to a great decade of partnership with Trimble and PNG. And that brings me to my final question. What next for PNG? What are the future plans? Are there any services, work that's anticipated?
All right. Yeah, so with our 2023 plan going forward, we're basically looking at integrating the different branches and divisions within Mineral Resource Authority, the specific process to integrate it into Landfolio, so we have a centralized system that will help us to really manage the whole function of MRA. And then we also want to have a main centralized system that can help us to generate reports, have reports for management and for the government. And we are really looking at all those, having a main centralized system to move forward.
Currently, we are a bit handicapped because we cannot go full on online because it's not allowed for under our legislation. Our legislation is, as it is, paper-based. So we're hoping that the legislation that is a draft legislation that has been in the process now get enacted by Parliament, so that we can then implement the digital tenement administration system fully, so that to realize the full potential of the Landfolio tenement administration, electronic tenement administration system. Yeah.
So just to summarize what Dev said, going forward, from the integration and with the passing of the legislation, hopefully our last or major project will be to go online, which is our e-government portal. At this stage, we've pushed it to the end because we don't want it to be just a government-to-business transaction. Rather, we want it to be a government-to-government, government-to-client, so it covers the whole aspect or the definition of e-government itself. So we've pushed that component to the end. We intend to get the integration internally set up, integrated systematic system where it connects to each other, speaks to each other, because mining is a holistic project where it captures social aspects of it, plus legal and the others as well. So we want to tie that all in. Then we go online, full on e-government, where we communicate with the business or the citizens as well, and other government agencies who are connected to the mining industry itself. So yes, that's one of our projects we've pushed to the end, is the e-government itself.
Thank you for that. It's really great to see how over the years, with collaboration and effort and continued vision, how you're able to get to this stage. And from what I'm hearing, it sounds like we've got a strong continued partnership for the rest of the time ahead. But for now, it's time to get into our cocktail function.
Exactly.
So thank you, Stanley. Thank you, Louie. Thank you, Margaret.